Daquan in Oakland. Hey, Daquan, you're on with Willard and Dibs. What's up?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, you guys.
Thanks for making it.
How you guys doing, by the way?
Good, Daquan.
So good.
Okay. So I just wanted to touch, bases on kind of like the Jimmy Garoppolo thing and the Kyle Shanahan thing. It's all about systems. I'm a Raiders fan, so looking at Jimmy G right now, it's all about systems. He fit well in with the Niners system, with Kyle Shanahan's system. Same thing with Brock Purdy. He has a system where you don't even need like the best quarterback. You can have a mediocre quarterback and still be okay. There's other systems like the Raiders right now where how Jimmy G is just not working out right now. It's all coaching.
You know what's interesting, though, Daquan? Like, when I look, the Jimmy G thing is, thanks for bringing it up. The Jimmy G thing I find interesting because I watched that whole game last night. And I didn't think he looked horrible the whole time. I thought he made some good plays. Now, when you end up with 3 picks in a game, that's going to be, you're going down with that.
It's going to be a no from me, dog.
Thank you. That's a bad game.
Yes.
Now, one of them was obviously the desperation sensation there.
That's a buck,
all that stuff. But there are people, it feels to me, who are watching Jimmy play with the Raiders, and they go, see, Jimmy's not good. Just put a guy with Kyle, and he suddenly becomes viable, but elsewhere he wouldn't be. There is some truth to it. You are elevated, I feel, as a quarterback if you're in the Kyle Shanahan system, but hold on. This is now coming from Mr. Jimmy Apologist over here. Okay?
You're about to bury him, I hope.
Well, no, but what I am about to say is stop acting like Jimmy looked like Brock when he was here. He didn't. He drove everybody nuts then. He had the Jimmy Asbante, and they nicknamed it. He had the Jimmy Oh-No throws then. So were there less of them? Was he a better performer? Did the team function better than the Raiders are in 3 games? Yes. Was it good enough? Was Jimmy ever statistically strong? Did he ever have the turnovers down at the level where Brock has them? No. Those throws that you're watching with the Raiders, they often head-scratchingly happened here too. And it's why they moved on from him. So I don't know, man. That's just the way to me, a quarterback with Kyle is better than the quarterback with just about anybody else.
Exactly.
But not to the point where it's like he stinks if he's somewhere else and he's great here. I don't think that, that's overstating it.
I think that's over dramatizing it to say that, Jimmy stinks now that he's not with Kyle, although you look at what he did yesterday and now he's got a concussion. He probably is going to miss time, and he took 4 sacks, and the things that Jimmy does, he's doing in Vegas that he was doing here. You hold the ball too long. You make reckless throws that you shouldn't make, balls you should just throw away. He tries to do things that, a quarterback shouldn't do in terms of possessing the ball and valuing the ball, and it's maddening when he does it for your team, and you watch him do it for the Raiders, and it's like, well, I've seen this before, and here you go, 3 picks and sacked 4 times, and you lose a very winnable home game against Pittsburgh, and that's the way that goes.
It's so much more comfortable now, right? You just watch him, and he does it. How many people, you just smiled, right? Like that first pick he threw, you're like,
Jimmy.
Yeah.
I don't miss that. That was the reaction,
Yep. I mean, he'll have 3 or 4 really, plus NFL on-time zip throws over the middle, Devontae Adams is putting up numbers, and they don't get you down to the 20, and you're like, what did you see there? What was that?
Right. What was that?
Well, what are you doing?
Totally. And that's, and then he does the Jimmy G thing, which is you're down 23-7, and he rallies
Here
you.
he comes.
Boom, right down the field, and, a couple of scores, and now we're back in it. Now I have one last chance to do it. And, you fall short, and it's, look at the numbers at the end of the game. It's like 324, a couple of touchdowns, not bad, and then the 3 INTs, really bad.
I don't.
Frustrating.
I watched so much NFL yesterday, and there were so many things where I'm like, what were they thinking there? And then this guy took the cake last night. You're down by 8, and the end zone is right there. It's right. Like, what on earth was that field goal? And then afterward to be like, yeah, cut it to 5 so that if we score again, well, but
field goal and a safety, this game is tied, Mark. I mean, honestly.
I was like, that one, if anybody could beat Brandon Staley for the head scratcher of the day, they did it. The Raiders did it.
The fact that anybody hired that guy, Josh McDaniels, after what he had pulled before, to me, is shocking in and of itself, and it's so Mark Davis to make that hire.
Totally. The Raiders, as a rule for the last 30 years, it's like somebody pops on TV and they're like, we got to get him. We got to get him. Super Bowl MVP last year. Yeah, but it was kind of circumstantial. Doesn't matter. Give him $70 million. Let's go. Bring him in.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, it is so Raiders. But what we've learned, and this is sort of to Daquan's point, like the players are more important than the coach. This whole idea that Kyle Shanahan makes the QB, if you really want to look around the league and talk about somebody making someone else, I would argue it's that Tom Brady has made Josh McDaniels and even to a degree, dare I say, Bill Belichick.
Sure.
He's a very good coach. Don't get me wrong. Very good coach.
Belichick.
Yeah, but to act like he can just snap his fingers and be a Super Bowl contender, I mean, where's the evidence? Never done it without Tom.
Right, and Josh McDaniels, I believe, is a great offensive coordinator, especially in that system with Bill Belichick and with Tom Brady. That three-way troika, so to speak, that marriage was elite, and then you get Josh out on his own, and the Raiders are a mess. And, Tom went and won one in Tampa Bay, and what is Bill left with? He's left with Mac Jones. And, hey, but you took down the Jets yesterday. Gutsy win. Jets kind of gave it to him.
There's just a long list of teams at QB where I'm like, what are you going to do next year?
Sure.
What are you doing next year? Like all those guys that got drafted next to Trey. These are 49ers have found a way to move forward.
Did you see Justin Fields' comments?
Oh, my God.
I think today, or maybe he made them yesterday.
I didn't see any today.
I just saw something on Twitter from Courtney Cronin, and he's...
Oh, go ahead, yeah.
Well, he's basically saying, I'm just happy to be out here playing, and I love to compete, and I love to play football, and basically, to paraphrase, win or lose doesn't really matter. I'm just happy to be healthy and to be doing what I love.
He's already, that was last night. That was after the game yesterday.
That was last night, yeah.
And it just is
My God.
I mean, it's not that he's wrong. You love it when someone finds perspective in life. But when, as a human being, when do you say that? You say that when everything has gone flipping wrong. I'm just going to breathe. I'm going to be thankful for my breath.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so thankful that I can wake up today.
It's like when you get in a really bad car accident and you're not injured, and it's like, my car's totaled, but you know what? I'm just thankful that for every day and every breath, and I can see the sunshine in the morning.
It's a country song.
Totally.
Right? Everything's gone wrong, right? The dog has passed away, and what are you going to do? Well, we're going to do it one step at a time. We're going to breathe. It's amazing that I'm here. Just what a gift that I have skills and life. Yes, all true. Wonderful perspective. Hoping not for week 3 with those thoughts with my quarterback. I'd
99 yards passing in a game where you're playing in the National Football League.
Unreal.
I mean, wow.
Let's go to Fred in Richmond. Hey, Fred, you're on with Willie and Dibby. What's up?
Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me on. I'm just giving kudos to the Niners because we're clearly looking like the top NFC team, possibly the top NFL team in the league. I just wanted to say something about all the Raider fans. I know that they got Jimmy G, and at the end of the day, Josh McDaniels is a horrible coach. He really is. Without Tom Brady, he would be nothing. And that's just as an offensive coordinator. So I understand that Jimmy G went to the Raiders, but if they had a different coach, they might have a better outlook or a different outlook on as a team. But I'm a Niner fan, so go Niners.
Yeah, Fred,
y'all.
I tell you what, like you're seeing it around the league a lot already. Week 3 is, I know you said earlier today that the number 3 is that's a lie. That's when people are lying when they say 3.
Well, just when you ask them a question about how many.
How many
angry calls did you get over my last segment. I got 3. Lie.
Bill Walsh, how many Super Bowl rings you got?
2, I think, according to Al Michaels.
Oh, God. Oh, well. Anyway.
He's got 3.
Of course.
Number 3.
No, but I think 3 is a big number. I think year 3 is big. Hey, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson.
It's over.
Year 3 is really big, and week 3 is really big because, as we've been talking about, if you go 0-3, you're cooked. Like, something's got to be figured out by week 3, and you are hearing so many players after week 3, like the urgency. Joe Burrow's playing tonight. Justin Fields sounds like he wants to go on a hike. Devontae Adams is like, yo, I don't have time for this crap.
Right.
Like, it is really bad when you, and the Raiders aren't even 0-3. They're only 1-2. But you're starting to see that a lot around the league after yesterday, which is when something's supposed to work and it's not, people are going to start chirping. The stress starts to build up.
Yes, and you mentioned before 6 teams have gone 0-3 and made the playoffs. One of those was in a strike-shortened year in 1982. So they ended up going 5-4. Tampa did.
Oh, that's big.
So really only 5 teams have ever done it. The last team to do it, the Houston Texans in 2018,
right.
Which is a little bit of a weird Houston Texans.
They won 11-5.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
So 0-3, there is a certain amount of desperation that comes with being 0-2.
Look, you can get on a roll. The Lions were 1-7 last year and played in Week 18 for a shot to go to the playoffs. And only because of something that happened somewhere else did they not get in. They won their game. They finished 9-8. You can get on a run. Things can get figured out. But that team had a new staff, and they were building a new culture, and you could tell things were going the right direction. It was just a matter of when things were going to start to click. That was, I think, everyone's takeaway yesterday. You sit around and watch, you're just like, my gosh, that's a fire. That's a mess. You over here, holy smokes, what are you doing? There's so much of it around the league.